Hello, greetings to all Pokemon fans. If you're wondering if you can play Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl into your PC as of 2023, then yes, you can now play this game into your PC with no glitches and bugs. So I'm gonna teach you where to get all of these files that I have here in my desktop and that you will know how to set it up and optimize it to run in Ryujinx emulator. So for those who don't know, Ryujinx emulator is a Nintendo Switch emulator that can play Nintendo Switch games as long as you have all of these files here installed in Ryujinx emulator. So as you can see here, I have both Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl running in my Ryujinx emulator. So first of all, I'm going to teach you how to set up Ryujinx emulator. To do this, I'm just going to minimize and open a web browser here. Just type in Ryujinx emulator and hit search. Ryujinx.org, this is our official website. Click on that and then go to get started. Click on that. And if you're using Mac, your Mac OS should be in Mac OS 11 or later version in order for you to install Ryujinx. And if you're from Linux, you can get the installer here. And if you're from Windows, just like me, you can get the installer here. So I'm just gonna skip the download and installation process because that is really easy to do. And anyone can do this. And it's really straightforward, actually. So I just showed you where to get Ryujinx emulator. So I'm just gonna minimize now. And I'm just gonna assume that you have already installed the latest build of Ryujinx emulator. So if this is your first installation, be sure to run your Ryujinx emulator now, boot it up, and you'll be met with certain errors saying that you will need some certain files installed into your Ryujinx emulator. So what are those files? So those files are these files here that I have in my desktop. These are the Nintendo Switch keys, both version 15 and 16, and the firmware version for the Switch, which is version 16, the updated files for Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl so that it will be updated to version 1.3.0. And then I have Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl into XEI file format in order for Ryujinx to play it. So if you're asking me where to get all of these files, the legal way to get all of these files is that you own a Nintendo Switch console, you have modded it and installed a custom firmware in it. Because if it has a custom firmware in it, that means that you can access your Nintendo Switch system files. And once you have access on those files, just copy all the firmware files from the Switch and the keys files from the Switch into your PC. And in order for you to get Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, the only legal way to do this is just you buy the game, you own a physical copy of that game, and you can now digitally back up that game into an XEI file format in order for you to have a digital backup copy of that game forever. So if you don't have a Switch, or if you have a Switch but don't know how to install a custom firmware in it, or don't know how to mod with it, so I'm just going to save you the hassle and teach you where to get all of these files here. So in order for you to get all of these files, I'm just going to leave a QR code here wherein you can scan with your QR code reader into your mobile phone so that you will be redirected to the page wherein you can get all of these files. So once you are in approoms.com, all you have to do is just hover down into the middle part of the website so that you'll be able to get the Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl in XEI file format. And once you have that, then hover down to the bottom part of the website so that you'll be able to get the Nintendo Switch keys and firmware files. And then you can just transfer them into your PC once you have downloaded them. So I'm just going to assume that you have already downloaded all those files and have transferred them to your PC. If you have downloaded them via your phone, then you can transfer them via USB cable. Okay, so I'm going to assume now that you have it, you have all those files, just like mine here in my desktop. It's time to install them into your Ryujinx emulator. To do this, just go to Ryujinx, go to File, go to Open Ryujinx folder, and then Open System folder. And then the next step is to open Nintendo Switch keys version 15 first. And then all we have to do is drag and drop or copy and paste these files into this folder. This folder should be empty because it is your first installation. Now go open version 16 of the keys. And as you can see here, it has only our product keys. That's why we need the older version too, so that we will have both of the files and we will just update the product keys here. And once done, close in that and then close in this folder. Now it's time to install the firmware file. To do this, just go to Tools, install a firmware from XEI or zip file, click on that, locate on the firmware file. It is here, mine, PC, version 16, and hit open. And it will say that you'll have to install, hit yes, and it will say successfully installed. And you'll see here down below that system version now is 16, the same as the firmware version for the Switch. You will know it is successful because it will now detect your Nintendo Switch games and it will show the game icons for that game. So if there are a game that does not contain any icon, that means that you are using an outdated firmware and keys. So what's the next step now? The next step now is to update your Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. To do this, I'm going to go to Pokemon Shining Pearl and then right click on it and open Manage Title Updates. And as you can see here, I have the updated file. So I'm just going to locate it back so that you'll know how to do this. So I'm just going to go to Add and then go to the My XCI ROMs. And then I'm just going to locate Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. And here I have the updated file and hit Add. So since I have already done this, so I'm just going to remove the other one and use the old one that I have and hit Save. So that's how you update your Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. So a little bit of disclaimer. I'm not going to show you a gameplay of this game yet because we all know that Nintendo is really strict on this kind of content. But first of all, I'm just going to optimize Ryujinx emulator first so that you'll be able to play this game with no issues at all. Okay, so go to Options, go to Settings, and in this part, just pause the video and copy every setting that you see from here. The game directories wherein you'll put your Nintendo Switch games, and this games should be in XCI or an NSP file format. Now go to Input. You can use a controller here because it's better to use a controller rather than using a mouse and keyboard. Then I'm just gonna reconnect my Pro controller because it's not detected. Just gonna close in this and then connect it back. Go to Configure. Now it has detected my Pro controller. If you have a PlayStation or Xbox controller, you can just connect them here. The dead zone should be set to 20% so that there will be no drifting in your playthrough. And hit Save in the system. So again, pause the video and copy every setting you see here. Enter Graphics tab, pause the video and copy every setting here. Graphics backend should be on. Graphics backend should be your Vulkan API. So once done, hit Apply. And also, if you have problems in emulating the game, then you can just change the resolution scale to native resolution so that it will run the same as the Switch. But for me, 2x resolution is really easy for me to run this game, and it will look much sharper and much more beautiful. Hit Apply and Save. So now your Ryujinx emulator is now fully optimized to run Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl and all of the Nintendo Switch games that you have into your PC. So again, as I've said, I will not show you a gameplay of this game running into my PC because of YouTube and Nintendo. And if I show you some gameplay of this game running into my PC, then my channel might get into trouble. They might delete my channel and my videos too. So I hope you guys understand that. But to show you some proof that my video tutorial is working, I'm gonna boot up this game into the title screen so that you'll know that this guide is truly working. So I'm just gonna stop this one. I'm just gonna use the Shining Pearl version. So is it okay? So I'm gonna go for Shining Pearl. So I'm just gonna blur the screen so that Nintendo will not be able to hit me with any of their copyright strike into my video tutorial and into my channel. Okay, so again guys, please do understand. But following my video tutorial will allow you to play these games with no issues at all. So it's now booting up. Now, wait a bit. One. So as you can see, it's running perfectly fine. It's running perfectly well. Okay. So now I'm just going to stop the emulation. So as long as you have followed all the steps that I've shown you in this video tutorial, then you'll be able to play Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl into your PC with no issues at all. So if you have some questions regarding the installation process of this game running into your PC, then just leave a comment in the comment section below and I will try my best to answer all of them. Thank you for watching, see you next time, and goodbye for now.